Welcome back to the Soap Club. If you're new here, this is a series where we look at a ton of the best soaps from the past 3 months on Reddit. Spoiler alert, there are a ton of great ones this episode. For the rules of the game, please refer to the discretionary intro I made in the very first Soap Club episode. I'll link that up above so you can't miss it. Last episode, I asked you all to roast my coffee soap Char Black, and the winning comment goes to 𝘁𝘀𝗸𝗸𝗀𝗁1326, who wrote, "The soap you showed at the end remained the child, drawing like scribbles like piping the mayonnaise in an unknown way." This comment made me laugh. Good job, thanks for commenting. Now it's time for a soapy Reddit feast. We're starting the list with the Bubbly Witch, top 1% poster, good job Bubbly Witch, with her layered rainbow soap. She has her Roy G. Biv down pat, but not everyone agrees, like this one commenter who said, "It needs indigo to be perfect, otherwise it's not a rainbow." Chill, it's soap. All of her layers are all equal thickness and straight, with the only exception being that yellow layer, which got a bit swirly-twirly, but it's so hard to manage 6 straight layers all in one go. She also used a perfect red, like wow. Red mica powders usually lean a little too pink, but she found one that works really well. She sealed the soap with a white crust with all of her left batter swirled in, it seems. Using white was a great choice because it helps all those colors on top pop, but it also reminds me of clouds. Looking at her post, I'm really curious about the comment deleted by user and then her response, "Why?" I just feel like something went down there and I want all the details. This soap maker has appeared on the Soap Club before, owing to the fact that she makes a ton of great soap, and she has a Shopify shop to sell it all at, which of course I'll link it down below. I actually dug a bit and found her rainbow soap on her website, and what piqued my curiosity is every single bar of hers contains pink moon charged water. Now you might be thinking, what in the Dr. Oz health fad is this? But looking into it, it's actually water that has soaked in the moonlight of a full moon in the springtime. She did say she was a witch. Well, Bubbly Witch, spring cometh, so you have a lot more pink moon charged water to make. Good soap. Next is Valhalla Woman's breathtaking ocean soap. I'm a sucker for layered designs, and this one, with the exception of that bottom layer, was executed flawlessly. This is also the sort of unofficial color scheme of my channel. I mean, look at my profile picture. I think blue and purple are just so wild berry Pop-Tart, and I love it. I also love the gentle gradient with the blue and purple slowly transitioning into white, with those gold mica dustings in between, just tying the whole thing together and making it a touch more elegant. Also gotta commend that really clean beveling. Now, I have a couple things to note. First, I'm not sure if this was intentional or not, but it looks like the 2nd and 6th layers from the bottom weren't blended thoroughly, so you get this sort of blotchiness. I actually really like that, even if it was an accident, because it's totally on brand for an ocean soap. It's like when you pick up painting, one of the tips that people often have is not to mix your colors thoroughly on your palette, because the subtle variations in color tend to refine the piece and make it look more visually interesting, so I think that's something I might want to try with soap eventually. Second, I'm going to draw attention to those little titanium dioxide snowflakes speckled throughout the bar. As a soap maker, can I just comment on how annoying it is when you get those snowflakes? I still haven't completely figured out how to totally eliminate them. That's why I've started to shift my soap formula to a whiter base so that I'm adding less titanium dioxide to begin with. Overall, this is a beautiful piece of art and it isn't the first we'll see from Valhalla Woman, so stay tuned. Wow, it's Valhalla Woman again! Is this going to be a trend? She comes at us with her beautiful black cherry Merlot soap. Let's take a moment and appreciate how clean she is. Everything from her photography to her presentation to the bars themselves is just so clean it makes me angry. We have another gradient design here, and the colors she used were perfect. I can taste the cherry cola when I look at it, does that make sense? It sounds weird, but my brain is recalling that flavor, so what are you gonna do? I can only imagine how yummy this smells. Regarding her gradient, how did that happen? Valhalla Woman, if you're watching, Valhalla Woman? I don't know how to say it. If you're watching, how did you get super hard lines here and then blurriness up here? I don't know if it's maybe just the lighting, but it looks like the darker colors are fading flawlessly into each other, and that's something I would like to do someday. Fade flawlessly. I also love that stamp she used. Obvious cherry blossom, it finishes the design really well. The only thing I'm not a huge fan of are those melt and pour cherry embeds. They look like red AirPods to me. I think if she used a much darker green rather than a mint green for the leaves and tweaked her cherries to be a bit darker as well, then they would have been perfectly unsuspecting. Regardless, the embeds don't really take away from how lovely these bars are. Starfish Queen is up next with their very first soap, and I must say their very first soap looks like my very 18th soap. I gotta say, Anyway, people making soap like this willy-nilly first try triggers my inferiority complex, so I'm gonna bump up the donuts in my diet this week just to balance it out. This soap maker was smart and went with a cold process soap kit from Brambleberry, which goes for around $90 Canadian. It gives you pretty much everything you need to make your first cold process soap ASAP. The only thing the kit's missing is safety goggles, so I hope Starfish Queen goggled up. If you, yes you, are watching soap videos and want to make soap but don't want to spend a ton of money to take the plunge, going with a kit like this is a good way to go. And I also have a cheap soap hacks video you should watch that contains a lot of juicy, inexpensive soap making shortcuts. But I digress, this soap is good. It incorporates Brambleberry's Wild Rose fragrance, which is quite renowned. I've never ordered from Brambleberry, even though their warehouse is literally less than an hour away. I just find them a bit expensive. So if any of you have smelled their Wild Rose, what do you think? It's apparently a complex one with orange peel and other various florals with vanilla and musk. If I had to find anything constructive to say about the soap, there's a bit of soda ash on the tops of the bars, but a little steaming can get rid of that. It's a totally fixable thing. Also, just in my opinion, I don't like using botanicals like rose petals because I think they look really ugly when they go down the drain, but I'm still gonna use them someday because I'm hip. Starfish Queen, congratulations on your first soap. Next up is Daisy Sprit 1 Ing, and they give us Rosemary Winter, this nebulous, cloudy, foggy melt and pour winter soap. Ignoring everything, this reminds me of London fog. If any of you have had a London fog before, you get it, it's just like this. I mean, it even has the little Earl Grey tea specks. Now, I'm really curious how they achieve that, Gaussian blur effect. I feel like with melt and pour, it's really just a matter of waiting until the soap is the right temperature and then switching between the two colors. But if any of you know if there's a real technique to do this, let me know. I love the colors they went with. Rosemary Winter really delivers on establishing a mood. It's a simple design, but it turned out so well and really conveys that feeling of a chilly Narnia morning. This soap maker has chosen to use a blend of pine, rosemary, and rose essential oils to fragrance the soap. I'm gonna go ahead and say that's a 66% perfect choice, but I'm curious about the rose. I like rose oil as a standalone fragrance or with other florals, but I'm curious how it would perform with those woody fragrances. Scratch that, I actually have those oils and just gave them a sniff and I'm totally on board. Back to my Narnia comparison, it gives evil witch ensnaring a little boy with rose candy. Something to point out, not to get sidetracked by kidnapping. But what are those little black specks? Again, Earl Grey tea specks in a London fog? This soap is very self-referential. I've also been running on 5 hours of sleep every day for the past week, so it's probably just me. Lovely soap, Daisy Spring. Moving on. Up next is a really fascinating soap from SW Soaps, or if you don't like spelling it out, Swiv Soaps. I must say, this is unlike any other design I've seen before. Something about it just hits different for some reason. I'm not sure if this was the soap maker's intention, but the soap as a whole looks like a bird's eye view of a beach or something. You get that tempestuous swirling ocean off to the right with a blue and white pot swirl, and then you get the thick, dense rainforest with that beautiful green and black pot swirl. Someone in the comments actually said it looks like a mountain against a blue sky, and I sort of get it. What does it look like to you? They made a fragrance blend of peppermint and floral rain scents, which sounds lovely. Peppermint can go sit and face the corner for me, but something about the way that minty fragrances work with fresh florals is enticing. Peppermint is like that friend you'll only hang out with if you're with other friends, because then everybody can tease Peppermint and it becomes a game. I think SW Soaps did a great job. It's a work of art. She has an Etsy shop, I'll leave the link down below. Go check it out. Next. Okay. We have a really cool technique here. This is the Kaleidoscope technique, which involves pouring your soap colors into a cylindrical mold with a special shaper disc, and once you've filled up the mold with soap, you pull the disc up through the mold, and it gives the soap an extremely trippy design. I say that like I've done it before from experience, but no, I just looked it up on Wikipedia. OK Adeptness2270, which is definitely a stock Reddit name, has given us a really scrumptious color palette, naturally done so through the use of madder root and cocoa powder. Yum! These soaps, on first glance, remind me of white chocolate ripple fudge, but with those little deer stamps, they're 100% giving Outback Lumberjack Chronicles. Someone commented and said it looks like smoked garlic, and I thought they were teasing, but yeah, it actually does. This photo smells. OK Adeptness2270 used Sweet Orange Essential Oil as their fragrance, and I've got some beef with Sweet Orange Essential Oil. Here's the thing, I love orange. I don't like the fruit, like gross. But orange rind, and like the smell of a person peeling a mandarin orange, heavenly. So you'd think orange essential oil would be like that, right? Nope, I've smelled bottles of sweet orange essential oil, and it's all the same. It smells like pith. It sounds like I'm saying piss with a lisp, but no, it smells like pith. Can you please let me know if I'm crazy or if you have a different experience? Because of all the essential oils, I think sweet orange is the most disappointing of all. No shade to 𝘁𝘀𝗸𝗸𝗀𝘁 whatsoever. Their soap looks excellent, and who knows, maybe it actually smells like orange. We've reached the final 3, and Valhalla Woman is at it again with her over the moon soap. Okay, I'm curious. This is a tall and slender soap, which is a soap gauge I'm finding is becoming more and more in. I mean, Royalty Soaps is only making tall, slender soap now. What are your thoughts on the tall and slender soap? Is it really easier to hold and use? Because that's what the claims are. I have gigantic hands, so those things aren't really a problem for me. I think I just prefer soap that's more square because it allows the designs to breathe a bit, but that's just my opinion. Speaking of design, this is interesting. She's got that nice lavender color going on for the sky, a circle column embed for the moon, and then that strange blueberry ripple ice cream layer in the middle. I know she probably designed this for the winter, but it actually reminds me more of like spooky moonlit Halloween night with thin wispy clouds everywhere. She didn't say what fragrance she used, so I'm just gonna say it's a gentle lavender, maybe with some hints of pine and, as much as I hate to say, peppermint. Looks good! In second place is 𝘁𝘀𝗸𝗸𝗀𝗁 with their second appearance today. They made these incredible bars of art, naturally colored with annatto seed oil and chlorophyll powder. There's a lot to break down here, but first, someone in the comments mentioned she had a YouTube channel, so obviously I had to look at it. It's called the Wild Plantanica Soap, I hope I'm saying that correctly. And can we just appreciate the incredible artistry here? So I was browsing her videos, there's her Kaleidoscope soap video, and there's a video where she made this lemon soap. So go take a look at her channel, I'll link her lemon soap up above so you can witness every second of that process. Breaking the soap down, it's so clean and polished. I think that chiseling going all around the soap makes it so elegant, and then we have that trademark deer stamp. Something I need to give this soap maker credit for is visual balance. She understands the rule of thirds. She knew exactly where to place the chlorophyll powder pencil line, and it's not cluttered at all. I'm not usually a natural color stan. I like my colors chemical. But her use of color here was just great. That bottom yellow is a nice mustard color, and mixed with the chlorophyll, it gives that muddled chartreuse, which is perfect because it helps contrast the yellow from that lemon embed she made. This is truly just a wonderful piece of art, and I wouldn't want to wash with it. Finally, in the top spot on Reddit in the last 3 months is 𝘁𝘀𝗸𝗀𝗀𝗀 with 3 incredible designs here. When there's more than one soap in the picture, I used to judge the leftmost one, but I think it makes more sense if I just judge the one I like most. And the one I like the most is this really unique tiger print one. This soap is so clean and the colors work really well together. I usually steer clear of mixing raw uncolored soap batter with other colors in my soap because I find out it sticks out like a sore thumb, but their use of it in this soap just works. And maybe it's not uncolored soap batter, maybe they used like beige fragrance. Maybe they used like beige mica, but I really like this interesting color palette. It's super groovy, and I can't see what fragrance they used, but for the design, I'm gonna guess something that gives Austin Powers 1960s beehive hair vibes. Patchouli. What I find most interesting is this isn't like a standard layered soap. It's almost like the batter was thick and then they flattened the top with each pass, but extremely cleanly. I have no idea how they did this, but it looks clean, professional, and incredible. If you've been with the soap club before, you'd recognize 𝘁𝘀𝗸𝗀𝗀𝗀. They usually always make the top 3 of that time period, spoiler alert. And the soap makers behind these works of art are Tim and Joey from Sleepy Hollow Handmade. Oh, there it is. It is a groovy soap. Okay, my soap intuitions were correct. Anyways, they're a small business based in Pittsburgh, and they honestly make some of the most stunning soap I've seen. Every single design they make is clean, professional, and unique, and they really deserve your support. So I'll leave their website and Instagram in the description down below so you can feast your eyes on their delicious creations. That brings us to the finals. We saw how the Reddit community ranked these soap makers, now it's my turn. This was really tricky because every soap was amazing. In bronze, I'm gonna put SW Soaps with their Minty Rains bar. Getting silver is 𝘁𝘀𝗸𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 Valhalla woman with her gorgeous vapor wavy layered design. My opinion is probably going to differ from yours, so you let me know what your top 3 soaps are in the comments below. Speaking of comments below, we must close the video with some tasty soap roast, so let me grab one from my arsenal.
And the soap wizard has chosen...
Let It Go. Yeah, you know, compared to everything we've seen, that's a pretty rough soap. You know the rules. Roast this soap to filth, and I'll present the funniest comment in the next episode. The Soap Club is now adjourned. Thank you for sticking around, and don't forget to post your soap designs on r/soapmaking. Maybe I'll rate it. That was the Soap Club in the soap universe. Thank you for watching. Bubble bye.